and welcome to another episode of Marty's Minute Meditations. You know, I wanted to do a segment. I've been receiving a lot of emails lately, a lot of questions, and you know, I wanted to do an episode strictly just devoted to your questions and your comments, and because you know what really makes this show important is the conversation, right? So we have a conversation, and I made a New Year's resolution, right? And it's been since the last year that you heard from me, oddly enough. And I wanted to put it out there, right? That this is my New Year's resolution is to get your voice to be heard, right? What good is having my voice heard if I can't help to spread the word of others, right? So my New Year's resolution is to really focus on the listener. You know, and just to, you know, I hate that I have to plug this. I hate living in this capitalist, you know, society where I have to do this, but I have to do it. You know, if you enjoy Marty's Minute Meditations, I would say, you know, go to my Patreon page, make a donation, become a donor. You know, I find it's you know, I try to get as many episodes out as I possibly can. You know, I'm lucky if I can get one out a month. And I know you listeners are going, oh, Marty, come on. I'm receiving emails all the time. We wish we could have you, you know, every day, which is very flattering. But I obviously can't do it every day. It's a lot of work to put these episodes together, right? To make them a cohesive whole, to make sense, and to bring you on a journey through each episode. So I appreciate any kind of any patrons that are willing to give monthly. You know, go to my Patreon page. You know, I'd really like to. I'm really gonna try to make just a little intro to every episode that is a Patreon, you know, thing. But this will have to do for now, right? So you know, go to my Patreon page, Patreon. .com/Marty's Minute Meditations. Okay, so that's patreon.com/Marty'sMinute. Damn. Okay, that's patreon.com/Marty's Minute Meditations. patreon.com/Marty'sMinitations. There we go. I made it this time. So you know, stop by there, see what you could give. You know, I'll take $1, $5, $10, $25. Okay, there's enough with that. I just hate that I have to take that time because you know, Marty has a day job. Marty does everything in his power to manifest each episode the way that he envisions it. All right, but it takes time and it takes money. So if you want to see more Marty's Minute Meditations, you know, stop by the Patreon page, donate. I just, you know, I have to, you know, I don't like the jobs that I work, but I have to do them. You know, we all do things that we don't want to do, but we have to do them. Okay, so that was a long introduction. But I just wanted to get it out there. Okay. So and this episode is going to be focused on the emails and the messages that I continue to receive. I'm just going to take a sip of my kombucha right now. Delicious. So, ooh, that's sour. Okay, so, sorry, I was just blown away and kind of sidetracked by the bitterness of that kombucha. I wasn't expecting it to be as sour. It's usually sometimes it's a sweeter, a little sweet balances out, you know, that acidity. It's really good for your body. You know, I really am an advocate for doing your own kombucha at home. It's really simple. And I mean, you could look up videos on YouTube. I would love to have a video where I show you how to make kombucha, but I just don't have the time. You know, I wish I could give all the things to people, right? I sacrifice so much of myself for the show, and I don't think people really understand it. You know, sometimes people just don't get it, how much I really put in to this show. Because I'm a very passionate an individual who's filled with life and love, and spirit. So, okay, moving on to the emails. Emails, yes. Okay, so this one is from, let's get it off strong, okay? This is Tanya from Ohio. Okay. Dear Marty, I know your show is for men, but I'm a longtime listener, and I just want to say, as a woman, I love your show. Well, Tanya, that is really deeply appreciated. It's so nice to hear when people enjoy the show, because I feel like, you kind of produce these episodes and you send them out into the void, and then you never hear back about it, right? Never hear back about it, or you only get the negatives, right? You only get the negatives. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, I love your show. It has illuminated so many perspectives about how men live. And I think that's what's important. That's what I'm trying to do. See, Tanya, you're hitting it right on the head. It's so great. So I thought I would give this a try and see if you can help me with this perspective. A little bit about me. I'm a self-made woman, own my own Fortune 500 company, and single. Wow, you sound like a catch, Tanya. I've been finding it difficult to find a man, someone I truly love and connect with. I'm 33, and I feel like my options are drying out, and it seems like the men in my town just don't have any interest in me. What if the man who's meant for me is in another city, or state, or country? Ugh! I'm very frustrated. What can I do to make myself attractive to men? I try to be confident in myself and just be happy with myself, like you said, but I find myself still desiring companionship. Of course you do, Tanya. Of course you do. Of course you're looking for companionship. P.S. Your show is truly incredible, and you sound very handsome and full of spirit and life. Wow. Thank you, Tanya. It's nice that somebody notices. It's somebody, I know you don't get to see my face, but you hear my voice, and I have so much invested in the show and what I have to say that I would hope that I would come off as full of spirit and life and handsome. I mean, that's gravy. That's gravy to me, the handsome part. I don't need it, but it's appreciated. It's appreciated, okay? So, Tanya, wow. Yes, of course you desire companionship. Of course. I mean, I as Marty, I talk about so much this idea of loving yourself and loving your body and loving who you are. Of course, it's important. You need it. But then there's the companionship, coming together with somebody, right? It's the intertwining of spirits, right? And there's a lot of discussion about men and women right now, but there's something about the energies, right? Masculine and feminine, right? And they're two different energies, but they need to come together, right? They don't repel each other. They intertwine together, right? It's the yin and yang, the yoni and the lingam, right? It's like Tiamat and Apsu, right? In the beginning of the Babylonian myth, where they're intertwined. They're two intertwined oceans. One is salt and one is fresh. We're all different, right? Men are from Venus. Women are from Mars, right? It's those phrases. It's the truth, right? That we're different, but we belong together. We want to fulfill and intertwine and kind of, embrace each other, because we can't be without each other. The masculine and the feminine, right? So no, Tanya, it's okay to feel that way. Don't feel guilty for wanting companionship. And if I were sitting in front of you right now and say, Tanya, look at me. Look at me, Tanya. Imagine that you're looking at me right now, okay? It's okay to want a companion. It's okay to love, okay? It's okay to want that. Okay, I got a little, off the rails there, but it's because I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about your life, Tanya, and making you happy. And you know what I have to say? It's not your fault. No, it's not about what you can do to make yourself attractive to men. It's what men can do to make you attractive to them. I think men, we need to calm down, okay? We need to lower our standards. We think we're so awesome and that we deserve the best, but we don't, okay? There were years, up until recently, women were forced into marriage. And I think men need to become martyrs, and we need to do the same right now. I think men should forego all their attractions, right? all their standards, and just marry whatever woman comes up to you and asks you to marry them. We should make the sacrifices now. Women had to marry a bunch of men that they didn't want to marry, right? But now we're here, okay? So men, you know what? I want to start a fund or a group or some kind of called Marty's Martyrs, okay? Marty's Martyrs, men that martyr their lives to do for women what women in the past have done for men. So Tanya, you know what? You just keep it up, okay? You're doing fine. It's the men. It's their fault. They're the worst, okay? That's why this show exists. I'm trying to help you out, okay? And maybe in time, men will make that ultimate sacrifice for you. Okay, moving on to the next email. Let's see here. All right. I think we need a little cleanser, right? I think we need a cleanser. Just a little tone to kind of change this space. In order to change topics, I like to cycle through the energy, and this really helps. This is actually the heart frequency. This is 528. I think it's a lovely tone. I breathe in, I shift the energy, and I breathe out. I breathe in, I shift the energy, and I breathe out. I breathe in, I shift the energy, and I breathe out. Okay, hi. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to Marty's Minute Meditations. This is a new room, new energy. I know that you feel it. Okay, so next email. All right, this is from Stacy in California. Dear Marty, love the show. Long-time listener since your radio days. Oh my goodness. I know, crazy, right? Yes, that is crazy. Stacy, oh my gosh. My radio show. I totally, some days I forget about that. And how much it was a learning experience. Some days Randy would be a little much for me. I'm sure some of you were able to tell that I wasn't the best Marty, okay? Those were the days when I was Martin, I wasn't my best self yet. I wasn't Marty, and I think that's important to know, right? Just to remember that I wasn't my full Marty yet. So some of the things I said were a little out there. My reactions to some things were weird. But anyway, yes, very crazy, Stacy, that you used to listen. This is lovely. You're filling my heart with energy, and you're acknowledging and validating my existence. Anyway, I wanted to say, and this may sound silly, but sometimes I daydream we're dating. Stacy. Wow. Really flattering. I mean, I would be lying if I said I wasn't blushing right now. What would you do if we were walking down the street and some guy came up and tried to attack me? I want to know what a real man would do. Okay, first of all, any guy who would come up to you and try to attack you, those men are bad. Those are bad men. I want to say that just so I say it. Just so I get it out there and people don't think that I am supporting this kind of behavior in any way by not pointing it out, right? And any man out there who doesn't, actively say something like this every day to people is probably in support of it. So that's the first thing I want to say as Marty here, okay? Is that any man who does that, they're not a man, all right? They are a monster and an animal. All right. And this is what I would do. Okay. If a guy came up to you and tried to attack you, so what I would do is I would go, sir, and I would wait till he looked at me in my eyes, and I would gently place my hand on his heart. And I would look at him and I would say, I feel like you're angry about something. And he would say, yes, I am angry. I'm very angry. And I would leave my hand on his heart and I would say, I feel your anger. And I understand your frustration. But this is not the answer. This is not the answer, sir. Sir. Because his eyes would wander away from mine, and I would get him back into my gaze with "sir," and he would look back at me, and my hand still on his heart, and I would go, "Sir, I think you need to cry right now, and I think you should just do it." And he'd go, "No, I can't do that." And I'd go, "Yes, you can. You can cry. You can cry in front of me." And I'd go, "What's your name?" And he would go, "Brad." And I'd go, "Brad, my name is Marty. My name is Marty, and I'm a guru, and I'm here to help you. I think the universe put us together so that I could help you." And Stacy, you would try to interject, and I would kindly place my hand on your heart, and I would go, "I'm sorry, Stacy, this has nothing to do with you right now. This is two men connecting and having a conversation that has to happen." I'd turn back to him. I'd turn back to Brad. I put my hand back on his heart. And I would go, "Brad, you have to cry right now." And you go, "No, I don't want to cry. I don't want to deal with that emotional life. I've buried it inside." And I go, "I know, I did that too." And I would go, "Brad, I need you to hum with me." And I go, "Hum." And he'd be reluctant at first, I know. But then I'd look him in the eye and I'd go, Sir, look me in the eye and hum with me." And he would begin to hum. And I go, and he would cry. And all that would be released. And I'd give him a big hug. And he'd look me in the eyes and go, "Thank you. I am a better man now." And I would go, "Me too. Me too." That's what a real man would do, okay, Stacy? That's what a real man would do. And I would do that for you if we were dating. That was a very emotional experience for me, and I want to change this energy, right? Breathe in, change the energy, and breathe out. Breathe in, change the energy, and I breathe out. I breathe in, I change the energy, and I breathe out. Hi, hello, welcome back. Welcome back to Marty's Minute Meditations. It's a change in the energy. I guess we'll do one more email for this episode. You know, I try to keep my episodes around 20-25 minutes. I want my episodes to be listened to, but I don't want to overwhelm my listeners, because I think there needs to be time in between when we consume something, right? You know, it is the gluttony of our age to consume so much. We consume so much news and entertainment and art and conversation and debate, and our bodies just can't metabolize it, right? It's like, you know, it's like, what if you were eating meat all day, right? Your body can't metabolize it. It's the same thing with all this stuff, all these energies, you know, all the spirits we encounter, all the different dynamics and spirits of people. How do we metabolize it? And I know you're going, "Oh my God, Marty, I never thought of it that way." But that's what I'm here for. You know, I got a psychology degree. I do have to say that I'm not a licensed psychologist. I'm not a licensed therapist, but I do have a psychology degree, and I had a minor in philosophy. So I try to join these things and make sense of it all, right? And I've studied Eastern religions and Western religions, and they're a lot more similar than you think, folks. Okay, they're a lot more similar than you think. And you know, there's plenty of episodes where I will extrapolate. 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 There's plenty of episodes where I'll extrapolate on that. And I just want to say, like, discussing the energies and the spirits within, it's very important because, we're digesting more than food, right? We're digesting our environment, our society, the hegemony, So, really, so I try to make these episodes in bite-sized segments so that you could digest them. Bite-sized. Digest. All right? So one more email. So this one looks like it just came in. And that kind of excites me. That gets me excited. It's a risk, right? I haven't really read it ahead of time. Okay, so this is from Daisha in Illinois. Dear Marty, recent listener, and I just wanted to say what you just said a minute ago was so sensitive. I feel like men just aren't sensitive enough, and they just end up being just a bunch of jerks. Well, I want to be against generalizing, and I want to be against that kind of terminology. That's jerks is slightly, it could be offensive to some people and hurtful. Especially if you call someone one. So I want to not generalize. I don't want to use that kind of language. But yes, men are, they're just, all of them are horrible, are horrible. And, I just want to validate your feelings. But you're sensitive. Well, it's taken a lot of time. It's taken a lot of time, Daisha, to become as sensitive as I am. It takes a lot of time and a lot of sacrifice, right? Okay, so, but you're sensitive. It just made me want to ask, what kind of music do you listen to? P.S. Your show is truly incredible, and you sound very handsome and full of spirit and life. Wow. Very personal question, what kind of music I listen to. Almost a little too personal, but I'm going to let it go, Daisha. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to answer your question because I think it's important to let you in to my life, okay? I don't really listen to much music, okay? I like to listen to music at its most fundamental. I feel like all music out there, there's too much happening, right? There's too much to digest, like I was saying earlier. And so the music I really enjoy listening to are tones and chants, okay? That's all I really need because they put me in a place of peace and imagination, right? So I don't really listen to quote-unquote music, right, as you would consider it. But Tibetan bowls and tones, those really, that's all I need. That's all I need in a day. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I lay down naked and I just put on tones and bowls to really rock out. If you really want to use that terminology, I get really down with tones and bowls. I find that pretty groovy and funky. That's what I kind of go for, and maybe it's really what's added to my sensitivity, right? It's really what's added to my sensitivity as a man, is it really helped me to discover what music really is in the soul, and how we are music, and our spirits and our energies are music that really resonate through the world. Wow. Thank you, Daisha. Thank you, Stacy, and thank you, Tanya. This was a really great episode, and I'm gonna say it's probably my best, and it's because of you. It's because of you with your emails, right? I really appreciate it. I want to end this with a tone. I want to end this with a space. You come to Marty's Minute Meditations for the meditations, and I want to give the meditation to you, okay? I want to give it to you. This will be a short meditation, right? So I want everybody to close their eyes, as long as you're not driving or operating heavy machinery, of course. And I want you to just breathe. Just breathe and have a moment. You know, in order to even write an email to me, to respond to my show, there has to be a level of understanding about yourself, right? And really knowing who you are to ask the questions that are important for you, right? And so I want to end this episode with a meditation about knowing you, right? Do you know who you are? When you walk in the supermarket, do you know what you're looking for? Do you know what items you need and the aisles in which they inhabit? When you have attained the items, do you check in and make sure that you really, truly need them? When you go to the cash register to pay for your items, were those the prices that were labeled on the item? Did you know that you were going to have to pay this much? And when you see the price, do you wonder if you needed the item at all in the first place? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Marty's Minute Meditations. And I hope to see you next time. We have so much more to explore in the depth that is our soul, our mind, our body, joining as one as we exit the supermarket and go home. And go home.